What if I told you that while much of the world is racing to deliver groceries in just 10 minutes, China is sprinting towards something far more consequential: the future of global technology dominance? On one side, there's a relentless pursuit of convenience. On the other, a calculated quest for control over the world's most valuable resource: semiconductors. This isn't just a story about technology, it's a story about priorities, about progress, and ultimately about the battle for the future itself. Let's begin with the world of 10-minute grocery apps. In bustling cities across India and beyond, names like Blinkit, Zepto, Swiggy Instamart, and Getir have become synonymous with instant gratification. Their promise is simple but powerful: groceries delivered to your doorstep in 10 minutes or less. The idea has captivated millions. These startups have raised billions of dollars, drawing in venture capital at an unprecedented pace. They've built sprawling networks of dark stores, mini warehouses operating behind the scenes in every neighborhood. Their technology leverages sophisticated algorithms, hyper-local inventory, and armies of delivery partners zipping through city streets on scooters and bikes. The result? A logistical ballet that turns speed into their greatest selling point. But here's the hard question we need to ask ourselves: are we deploying some of the brightest minds, leveraging the latest technology, and investing billions of dollars just to shave a few minutes off the time it takes to get milk and bread? Has the cutting edge of innovation become laser focused on delivering comfort and convenience, rather than tackling the bigger, more complex challenges that define our age? Now, shift your gaze to China, a country that's chosen a very different path. While much of the world has been captivated by the race for convenience, China has been quietly, methodically laying the foundations for something far more ambitious: self-sufficiency and dominance in semiconductors. Why are semiconductors so important? Because they are the invisible engines that power our modern world. Every smartphone, every car, every AI algorithm, every weapon system, every piece of software that defines our daily lives, they all depend on chips. Today, an astonishing 90% of the world's most advanced chips are manufactured in Taiwan. The United States, meanwhile, controls the lion's share of chip design. And in the Netherlands, a single company, ASML, holds the secrets to the most advanced machines that enable chip production. In this landscape, China has looked at its dependency and seen a strategic vulnerability. Chips aren't just components, they are leverage, power, and independence. That's why, over the past decade, China has poured over $150 billion into building its own semiconductor industry. It's an all-hands-on-deck approach that spans government policy, academic research, and corporate investment. China is building its own fabrication plants, nurturing domestic champions, and developing the next generation of chip technology. This is about much more than economics. It's about shaping the global order. When you take a step back, the contrast becomes clear. On one side, many countries, including India, are focusing their resources and attention on providing instant convenience to consumers. On the other, China is relentlessly pursuing long-term control over the very technologies that will define the future. One side is chasing short-term satisfaction, the other is building the foundational infrastructure for AI, military power, and economic strength. Of course, quick delivery apps solve real problems for millions. They save people time, create jobs, and improve efficiency in urban living. But the bigger question looms: are we channeling our innovation toward comfort or toward control? Are we investing in fleeting convenience or in strategic assets that will shape the next century? Because here's the bigger picture. While countries in the West and India invest in consumer convenience, China is making calculated moves to dominate the industries that could determine who holds the reins of global power in the decades to come. Artificial intelligence, it needs advanced chips. 5G networks, they relied on chips. Modern weapons, drones, space exploration, none of it is possible without semiconductors. In China's eyes, chips are the new oil. They are the resource that will power everything, just as oil did in the 20th century. And it's not just China waking up to this reality. The United States, Europe, Japan, South Korea, every technologically advanced nation is beginning to understand that the race for semiconductors is the race for the future. The US CHIPS Act, for example, is a massive investment designed to onshore chip manufacturing and secure supply chains. Similar moves are underway across the globe as governments realize that whoever controls chips will control the engines of economic growth, military might, and digital freedom. So, why should any of this matter to you and me? Because the outcome of this race will shape the world we all live in. The countries that control chips will wield disproportionate influence over the global economy, military capabilities, artificial intelligence, and even the digital freedoms we take for granted. In a world where everything is powered by silicon, dependency becomes a strategic liability. Sure, 10-minute grocery delivery makes life easier today, but it's the technology race, the competition to master semiconductors that will shape what life looks like tomorrow. It will define which countries lead, which follow, and which are left vulnerable in an increasingly digital, interconnected world. This isn't just about apps or chips, it's about the choices we make as societies, where we direct our talent, our investment, and our collective imagination. The world stands at a crossroads. Down one path lies ever faster comfort. Down the other, the pursuit of future power. The question we all need to ask is simple. What do we want to build? Do we want a world where innovation is synonymous with fleeting convenience? Or one where it's the engine of independence, security, and lasting progress? I'm Shubh, and my mission is to bring you stories that matter.